Somebody who may have a statue in the far off, in the far off time at Little Caesars Arena. Cade Cunningham last night put up a 30-piece as the Pistons fell at the buzzer to the Miami Heat. 30 points, 9 assists for Cade. He was an absolute beast, and here's why. And look, what happened on the last possession? I'll explain what happened on the last possession. But all in all, it was a nice effort, D-Mac, in that it was a game they fell behind, I think, 13 in the second quarter, came back. They fell behind 19 in the fourth quarter. They got outscored 11-0 to start the fourth quarter, and then outscored them the rest of the fourth quarter 27-9. Had a look at the win at the end. Cade Cunningham couldn't get the 30-foot three-point shot to drop. But all in all, D-Mac, it checked a couple of boxes with me. There are still some, I know it's one game, but D-Mac, I draw a lot from one game, the first game. Number one, Cade Cunningham. That appears to be that dude. And here's why. It's not the 30 points. It's not the 9 assists. D-Mac, he was on the road against a team that's been to the NBA Finals very recently, where he put his will on the other team in the fourth quarter. That was what I was looking for. It was his show.
It was, but here's the thing that we're going to have to accept, which was blatant. He goes for 30 last night. We have 27 field goal attempts. How many times did he go to the line?
0 free throws.
This is the NBA 2023. Your best player is on the floor. You got to think he's at least got to go there maybe 3 times by osmosis. But what I'm trying to say is you're not going to get the calls on the road. And you're not, I don't complain about referees and stuff like this, but there's a certain way that it's sort of done. And Cade Cunningham's going to have to earn that respect. What you're going to see is he's going to have to play this way, play through it all, but especially on the road, he's not going to get any calls. I mean, that's a joke. He gets a couple calls, right, and you're in that game. Now, that's not the reason they lost, not the reason, the look at the end. I like the fact that Cade had the ball, Cade had the shot. It's his team. That's the thing. But again, on a bigger picture, early on, turnovers. I mean, the effort's there, right? Can we say that, I saw more defense.
They buy in.
I saw the buy-in and the effort and the impact right away that Monty Williams provided. There's a non-negotiable, right? And that's the effort. And you saw it there. Now, they got to be smarter. The turnovers are too much and stuff like this. But for everything being the first game, I mean, they were 9-point underdogs and stuff like this, and the way that they just kept it in the game. So the biggest thing to me was, just get used to it that Cade's going to have to go through this league this year and not get the respect.
But that's always been the book. And people got to remember, that's always been the book in this league.
Yep.
You don't just show up and get the whistle. You don't. You got to go take it.
And it hurts him that he missed last year, right? So
yes,
if he played last year, then I'm sure last night he probably got 6 or 7 calls. Just
Spenny,
the way it works.
Your thoughts, man. I know you're an NBA honk. I know you were locked in.
Yeah, I was locked in. It was awesome to watch. Cade was being Cade. This is what we expected of him. He's shooting the ball well, shooting the ball from 3 well, running the offense. He got a little careless with the ball. They had a lot of turnovers. I think they had 12 turnovers in the first half.
15.
15. And
15.
That's what
but
I
2 in the
about.
second.
And, 2 in the second. They cleaned it up, and they that offense, especially with young guards, is going to cause some turnovers, the way they're making decisions, making moves fast. But I loved everything I saw out of Cade, man. He played great. He was switching well, playing great defense. And obviously, offensively, he was almost unstoppable.
And I know that we forgot about Cade Cunningham.
Mm-hmm.
We say we didn't, but we did. And we were reminded last night of what, A, he's capable of, and B, where he lives. Guys, this isn't a splash guy that's going to jump over people and dunk on people and do all that stuff you see in all the I love this game commercials and all that. You're not going to get that from him. You know what you are going to get? You're going to get the basketball play. Whatever that play is dictated to be, that's what he's going to do. He is a star-level Swiss Army knife. There aren't a lot of Cade Cunninghams in this league that he can guard 1 through 3
Yeah.
flawlessly. Guard 1 through 3.
He was on Bam a couple times last night, too. He held his own.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Like, he can guard 1 through 3 flawlessly. In a pinch, he can guard 1 through 4.
Mm-hmm.
And he can do it.
Yeah.
And he's got the size to do it. He can run the offense. The offense runs through him. He can be the offense. We see the offense be him yesterday. Now, I know, like, I'll cut off the Brandon Katz of the world and stuff like that. On that last play, and Spenny, again, I'll go back to you. On that last play, Miami sent a delayed double team, and he had to roll back in the opposite direction, and he was cooked.
Yeah, I mean, it was obvious that they wanted to get the ball to Cade, and they wanted Cade to make the shot. But with only a 1-point advantage, I would like to see you just get the best possible shot you can rolling towards the basket rather than going away from it.
Get it into Durant.
Get it into somebody inside the 3-point line.
Yeah, but that was the goal.
Yeah.
I think because they did the Okie. It was like a zone blitz they ran defensively. Yeah, it was brilliant. No one's going to think about it. They're just going to say, "Oh, I'd like to see him not shoot a 3 there."
Yeah.
The goal of the play was disrupted by that little delayed double team.
Mm-hmm.
Go back and watch it. It was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. So
How
you know,
about this
one of
nugget?
the best coaches in the league.
no
Do you
doubt.
guys think of this? Because this hit me, and I'm glad Chuck Brewer brought it up because he reminded me, right? If we just sit in the moment and look at our starters last night, Chuck brought it up. The oldest starter on the court last night for the Pistons was 22. 22. That's
shouldn't be a
like
starter.
if we're talking 3-4 years to these guys hit their prime, but 22, and you got a 19-year-old starting and stuff like this, and there are a couple of them. I mean, it's just, does anybody else like look at that and going,
5 blocks. in the
future's
first half.
bright?
Yes.
Oscar Thompson had 5 blocks in the first half.
Does he not look like a guy that can pick it up? Like, talent's one thing, but it's the men.
14-year career. He's got a 14-year career in front of him.
The thing that's really impressed me so far, and obviously the analogy coming out of playing in the, the academy and stuff like this, it's not the physical attributes and stuff like this is good, but he's smart. Like he seems to be smart. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he didn't look like a newbie out there last night. No. Right? Like, he looked, and I think that and I know this from experience, as these guys grow together and they figure it out, what we're talking about the Lions, about focusing on themselves and what their game plan is, they're going to get there. That's the beauty. I mean, and here's the one thing, right? You got Bogdanovich out there yesterday with the way those guards are throwing the ball around. You
probably wouldn't.
Like what would he gone for?
Well, the double team too. Like, Cade probably would have went for more.
Yeah, if you have a Bogdanovich out there, the defense is going to take a little hit. But I talked about it. Like, I think you can make up for a lapse of one player not playing good defense in your starting 5 when you have Cade, Osor, Stu, and Duran, who are all very capable defenders
and versatile.
Defenders.
Or if that player is also a 3 bomber.
Yes.
So I don't care if you're giving up 2s, but you're hitting 3s at the other. Like, it just opened. Like, so that's the positive thing, right? I was looking at it last night going, man, if you got Boyan on the wing for some of these plays, like some of these no-brainer knockdowns.
That's why I kind of wanted Burks or Joe Harris to start, because the defense looked great with those guys out there, but it was probably the worst spaced floor I've ever seen in my entire life, especially in the modern NBA. Stu looked good. Stu hit a couple threes. Stu had a very, very good game. I was very impressed with Stu and Durant.
I like the development of the little turn and hook.
Yeah. And
let's take it back to 1998.
And he's not just jacking up threes.
Right.
He'll take threes when he's open, but he's pump faking now and getting to the lane when he's got a Kevin Love or somebody on him like that. So I like to see that, but still, I think you need an elite 3-point shooter in that starting lineup. And we got 2 of them on the bench.
I like that you brought up the Kevin Love thing, because I guarantee you this, and this is going to be kind of geeky. Stay with me. Give me and Spenny 45 seconds here. I love that Spoelstra put that out there, and he's like, I'll try it. And he's like, nah, shit, that's not going to work. He tried it, though.
Yeah, he was good. I mean, Kevin Love, fantastic player, Hall of Famer. But
Pistons killer.
Yeah, Pistons killer for sure, but
looks like George Clooney out there.
He's not going to be able to hang and bang with Stu or Durant.
It's the Bog. Isn't that the Boyan conversation? We're like similar-ish defensively, offensively.
But the thing is, Boyan's like in the backcourt, so like defensively, you're not going to take the hit. You're not going to have a wing yeah, you're gonna run some ISO stuff for whoever Bojan's on, try to take advantage of him. But it's not as easy for that guard in the backcourt to take advantage of Bojan as it is to Kevin Love.
Right.
You know?
That's what I'm saying for that position. So like, you see how even and don't you like that though? Like that goes to show you like great coaches. To the thing is a self-awareness of that doesn't work. Switch it to the play at the end of the game where I'm going to pull this out of my bag and give you a different look.
And I don't want that lost on people either, Spenny. And Dwayne Casey is great. He was a coach of the year. He won a lot of basketball games. He's a great dude. He was great to me personally. I have a lot of respect for that man, how he is as a person.
Yeah.
And he's a good basketball coach. Like
Yes.
you can't bullshit that. He's a good basketball coach. But Monty Williams yesterday, it was different when you send your own snake pit into the snake pit.
Yeah, the rotations, obviously the play was a lot different. The type of athleticism he has, straying away from the too big kind of thing.
And I know a lot of you don't like the Killian thing, but during the run of play, matchup wise,
yeah,
he's going to it defensively, man.
defensively he's good.
I know,
we need
Spenny,
someone
I know.
who can shoot the three.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
If he could hit 25% from three,
I know.
like he would be a starter, but he can't.
If we could like
Yeah, but are
combine,
you guys worried? See, here's the thing. Where you're talking, I'd like to see Alex Burst, and I'd like to see this. I'm pretty confident that Monty Williams is going to mix it up
100%.
if he needs to mix it up. I think he's giving Killian the run because of injuries and stuff like this to find out what he needs.
and contractually, that you're at the end of the road with Killian. You know, with all due respect to Boys to Men, taking it back to 1994. We've come
1994.
to the end of the road. We got to find out what it is,
It's
man.
the end of the road.
Another thing, I mean, we could talk about Ivy. We could probably do a whole segment on Ivy, which I assume we're going to. But Marvin Bagley also looked good. Marvin Bagley won that backup center spot. James Wiseman experience over. Cooked. He's done. Get him out of here. Marvin Bagley looked good in his role, doing what he needed to do.
And
If he can stay healthy, he is a very, very solid backup big.